everyone, welcome to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to automatically post blog updates to Facebook from WordPress. So every time I publish a new blog update over the WordPress, I am going to add it to the Facebook to keep my followers engaged and drive traffic to my site. So here my objective is, as soon as I create a new post over the WordPress, I am going to add it to the Facebook. So for building the connection between WordPress and Facebook, I am going to use an amazing software that is Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to build this automation, then let me take you towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video we are going to learn how to automatically add new blog updates from WordPress to Facebook. So right before you on my screen you can see I have connected these both apps, that is WordPress and Facebook pages, by using Pabbly Connect. Now as soon as a new post will be created over the WordPress, that post will be automatically added to the Facebook pages. So now I am going to show you how you can create this automation from scratch, but before that I am going to show you the real working demo of this automation. So for that, let's move on to my WordPress with me. And here you can see I have landed to my WordPress account, and on the WordPress account I am landed to my add post page, and here I am going to create my post. So for that you just have to enter the title of your post over here. So now let's enter the title. So here you can see I have entered my title as the future of WhatsApp chatbot in 2025. Now I am going to add my post over here. So here you can see I have added my post. Now we just have to publish our post. So for that we just have to click over this publish button, and here our post has been published, and here you can see we are getting this hyperlink. So if you want to see your post, you can simply click over this hyperlink and we are landed to the post which we have recently created. Now let's move on to the Facebook and check whether we have received this post over there or not. So here you can see I have already opened my Facebook, and this is the page I am going to use, that is Digital Dynamics. Now let's check whether we have received our post over here or not. And here you can see in my Facebook page I have received the blog post which I have recently created over the WordPress. So if you want to see this post, you can simply click over this link and we will be landed to the post which we have recently created. And here you can see the post which I have recently created. So now I am going to show you how you can create this automation by using Pabbly Connect. Now for accessing the Pabbly Connect, you just have to type its URL over the new tab, that is pabbly.com/connect, and once you will enter the URL, you will be getting the landing page of Pabbly. And here you can see we are getting two options, that is sign in and sign up free. So if you are a new user, you can simply click over this sign up free, but if you are an existing user, you can simply click over this sign in. But before moving on forward, I am going to tell you about Pabbly Community. So here you can see this is the page of Pabbly Community, where automation users, marketers and business owners gather to share their ideas, ask questions and get relevant update regarding using the Pabbly applications. So you can also join Pabbly Community now and grow your business with us. And if you wish to join the Pabbly Community, you can find link in the description given below. Now let's move on to a Pabbly Connect again, and here I am going to simply click over the sign in, as I already have an account on Pabbly Connect. And now as you finish your sign up, you will be getting this all Pabbly apps page, and here you can see we are getting many products provided by Pabbly, and here you can see we are getting the Pabbly Connect which can integrate different applications and start automating your work. Now for accessing the Pabbly Connect, we just have to click over this access now button and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect. And here you can see we are getting the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect, and these are the folders I have created. And if you wish to create your own folder, you can simply click over this create a new folder button and create your own folder. Now here I am going to create a workflow which is going to integrate two applications, that is WordPress and Facebook pages. So for that we simply have to click over this create workflow button. So here you can see we are getting two workflow builder, that is Beta, which is modern, faster and more flexible, and another workflow builder we are getting is Classic, which will provide you stable and familiar approach. So here I am going to use this newly launched workflow builder Beta. So for that we simply have to click over this select button, and you will be getting a dialog box where you have to provide a name to your workflows. So here I am going to provide a name to my workflow. So here I am providing it the name add new blog updates from WordPress to Facebook. Now further we are getting the option for selecting the folders. So here I am going to select my folder as Connect folder. Now we simply have to click over this create button and we will be landed to a workflow page. And here you can see we are getting this pop-up which says workflow created successfully, and we are landed to the workflow page. And on this page we are getting the option for adding the trigger. So now you might be thinking, what is this trigger? So trigger is basically our first application or the application which is going to initiate our workflow. So in this case our trigger app is WordPress, as I want to initiate my workflow as soon as a new post is created over the WordPress. So here I am going to just click over this add trigger button, and here we are landed to the trigger setup page. And on this trigger setup page I am going to just type the WordPress, and here you can see we are getting the option for WordPress. So let's select it, and afterwards it is asking me to select the app event. So app event is basically the work which we are going to perform over the WordPress or the trigger app which is going to initiate our workflow. So here I am going to select my app event as new post publish, and after that we simply have to click over this connect button for connecting our WordPress account. And here you can see we are getting this webhook URL. Now we just have to paste this webhook URL to the WordPress. So for that let's copy this webhook URL, and now let's move on to our WordPress account again. And here you can see I'm landed to my WordPress account, and here you can see we are getting the option for plugins on the sidebar. Now you just have to select this add plugin, and here we are landed to the add plugins page, and here we just have to search for the WP webhooks. So here you can see as I have entered WP webhooks, I am getting this plugin that is WP webhook which is already installed. So firstly you have to install this WP webhook plugin, and afterwards we just have to go to settings given on the sidebar, and on the settings you can see we are getting the option for WP webhook. So just select it, and we will be landed to the WP webhooks page. And on this page we simply have to click over this send data, and afterwards here we just have to select our trigger. Now I am going to select my trigger as post created. So here I have selected my trigger as I want to trigger my WordPress as soon as a new post is created. So here as we have selected the trigger, now we simply have to click over this add webhook URL button, and here you can see we are getting this dialog box where you have to provide a webhook name. So here I am going to provide the name of my webhook as my Facebook webhook, and here we have to paste the webhook URL which we have recently received from the Pabbly Connect. So let's paste it, and after that we simply have to click over this add for post create button, and here you can see our webhook URL has been added successfully. Now we just have to go to settings of this webhook URL, and here you can see we are landed to the action settings page for this my Facebook webhook. So here I am going to select my trigger as post, and here I am going to select my status as published. So here we are done with the settings. Now we simply have to save this settings by clicking on this save settings button, and here you can see our settings has been saved. And now we just have to move to a Pabbly Connect and check whether it's waiting for the webhook response or not. And here you can see it is waiting for the webhook response. Now for providing the webhook response we have to do a test submission. Now for doing the test submission we have to create a post over the WordPress. So for that let's move on to the WordPress again, and here I am going to simply click over this new button, and afterwards I am going to simply click over this post button, and here we are landed to the add post page of WordPress, and here I am going to enter the title and the post description. So here you can see I have created my post having title 7 time management tips for busy professionals, and I have added my post also. Now we just have to publish this post by clicking on this publish button, and here you can see our post has been published, and from this hyperlink we can check our post. So here you can see this is the post which we have recently created. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect and check whether we have received the response over there or not. And here you can see we are successfully receiving the response, that is response A, and here you can see these are the details of the post which I have recently created over the WordPress. Now we are done with our trigger setup. Now we just have to set up our action. So for that you simply have to click over this add new actions tab button, and we will be landed to the action setup page, and on this we just have to choose our action apps. So in this case our action app is Facebook page. So for that let's type Facebook over here, and here you can see we are getting the option for Facebook pages. So let's select it, and afterwards it is asking me to select the app event. So I am going to select my app event as create page post. So here we are done with our action app and app event. Now we simply have to click over this connect button for connecting Facebook pages with Pabbly Connect, and here we are landed to the Facebook connection page, and here we are getting two options, that is add new connection and select existing connection. So if you want to build a new connection you can simply click over this add new connection button, and here we just have to click over this connect with Facebook pages, and afterwards you just have to select your Facebook account. So here I am going to simply click over this continue button, and afterwards afterwards our connection has been successfully built, and if you already have an existing connection, you can also choose select existing connection. And here, as I have connected my Facebook account, I am getting these fields. So firstly, we are getting the field that is page. So from here I am going to select the page that is digital dynamics, which I have already shown you. So here you can see I am selecting this page, and afterwards we are getting the field that is message and link URL. Now I am going to enter the message which I want to post over the Facebook. So now let's enter our message over here. So here you can see this is the message I am going to add to my Facebook post, and on the second line, that is check our latest post on, I am going to add the title of my post, but I am not going to manually add the title of my post. I am going to map my title over here. So now you might be thinking, what is this mapping? So mapping is basically inserting the data from the previous step, and mapping basically makes the field dynamic, means you don't have to enter your data again and again. Fields will be changed with every new response. So here I am going to map the title from the response which I have received from the WordPress. So for that, let's select the WordPress over here, and here I am going to search for the title. And here you can see we are getting the title of the WordPress post, and here I have mapped this title. Now we are getting the option for adding the link URL. So here I am going to add the link of the post which I have recently created, and here I am going to map the link from the response which I have received from the WordPress. And here you can see we are getting the field that is for the hyperlink. So I am going to just map it. So here we are done with the mapping. Now we simply have to click over the save and send test request for sending the test data to the Facebook. And here you can see we are receiving a positive response, means we have successfully built the connection. Now let's move on to the Facebook and check whether we are receiving the post which we have recently created over the WordPress or not. So for that, let's move on to my Facebook, and here on my Facebook page you can see we are landed to our digital dynamics page, and here you can see this is the post which I have recently created with the same title which I have added to my WordPress post. Now if you want to see this post, you can simply click over this hyperlink given over here, and we will be landed to the post which we have recently created. And here you can see this is the post I have created over the WordPress. So here we have successfully built the automation and have integrated both the application, that is WordPress and Facebook. So you can also create an automation like this by just using Pabbly Connect. So start using Pabbly Connect and stay tuned to our YouTube channel for learning more about Pabbly and creating many more amazing automations like this. Thank you for watching this video. Not only this automation, you can build many more integrations like this by just using Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubt, you can mail us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can post it over the forums.pabbly.com. and if you have any pricing related issue, then you can visit the URL given over here. So start using Pabbly Connect for free now.